I was just a cop doing his job that day. And I think any good American that day would have wanted to help. But from speaking to other people across the country, they would have wanted to help. I just had the opportunity to be there. And being a police officer, Port Authority police officer, you take an oath to serve and protect. And, it's more than just catching the bad guy. And that day, people needed to be protected, and they needed to see a police patch that said, "Come on, follow me out of this building." When Sergeant McLaughlin came up and said, "I need volunteers," there was no question about it. I mean, that's why I wear the shield. And that day really brought to me what being American is, and that's helping your fellow citizen out, no matter how bad the situation is. People depending on you as a law enforcement officer, and our job was to bring people home to their family. That don't make me a hero. I was just doing my job, and I just wish today, I wish we could have got every single soul out of them. I can show them moons. I'm grateful to the Lord. I'm sitting here. I'm able to walk. There's days that are tough, but I get up and I go. And my job here is to always represent those that died in the Port Authority Police Department in a good light. Let people remember what my department did, what my fellow department from the NYPD did, the firefighters in New York City, as well as all the civilians, those that perished in Pennsylvania, those that perished at the Pentagon. And as an American, my job is to always remind people what happened that day. It was a tough situation, but I look at America now, and it did make us stronger no matter what. And those terrorists, I'll tell them every day, you made the big mistake. You just got us stronger. I remember getting on the phone, and Toxie said, "Hey, how you doing?" It's Toxie Hayes. And I remember I fell apart. I started crying. I couldn't talk to him. Allison had to pick up the phone, and Allison still tells me, Toxie said, "Well, I didn't mean to make him cry." And when I got on the phone, I explained to him, just you calling me from down south. He said, "Well, I'm just a redneck." I said, and that's what I told him, and that's why I got emotional. I said, "You're not a redneck. You're an American. And you calling me, taking the time to call me and sincerely calling me, meant the world to me. And it showed to me what the hunting community is about, and more importantly, what Americans about, that they care." I still talk to people up by my house, and when they see you guys from Mossy Oak, I'm telling you, it's like they feel like they know you. You guys transmit such a positive and family atmosphere that it's just a dream to be here. can never thank you guys enough for the support and the love you guys given. And I tell people, hero, remember your parents are heroes, your teachers are heroes. Don't ever overlook them. Because you guys are heroes, and I'll tell you why. I mean, you guys bring to so many American hunters the hunts that they might not be able to go on, and through those experiences, as I did, I get to live through that, and it just gives you something to hope for. And one day, you know, you get out there and you get, you know, you kill a big old gobbler, big whitetail, and that's what I, especially after 9/11. That's great, that moment, but sharing it with your loved ones and the people around you, man.
It's the same thing about, I tell parents, the outdoors is a great equalizer.
Oh, it is.
It's like having a translator. You know, when you get your kids out here, there's no distractions. And when you get somebody down from New Jersey, wherever, everybody's got something in common. They zip that Mossy Oak on, it's on. You know, they're just hunters.
I try, one thing that I say is America, there's a lot of good in this country. I mean, 9/11 brought that out. Unfortunately, we had to suffer through that. But, I mean, Toxiqual, Cuz, meeting you, just, and talking to you, and everything you guys did for me, just, you don't know how much that helped me in my rehabilitation. Well, you know, this hunt was special, and we start off with a bow. As everybody knows who knows me well, I've never taken an animal with a firearm. I'm a big bow hunter, but the deer weren't moving, and this was a special hunt. It's a special occasion. And, when I was asked by Cuz, you know, why don't you take that rifle out there? These deer ain't moving, and we might have a chance to reach out and touch one. I said, you know what? I'm gonna make the exception today. Well, you know, this hunt was special, and we start off with a bow. As everybody knows who knows me well, I've never taken an animal with a firearm. I'm a big bow hunter, but the deer weren't moving, and this was a special hunt. It's a special occasion. When I was asked by Cuz, you know, why don't you take that rifle out there? These deer ain't moving, and we might have a chance to reach out and touch one. I said, you know what? I'm gonna make the exception today. And more importantly, you know, we're here to hunt, have a good time, and that's what I've been having. One thing that I've always had is a positive outlook, and hunting can teach you a lot of patience. And I think ever since I started hunting, it taught me a lot of patience. And when I was in that hole, you try to reach for things that are positive, things that are going to get you through. And I said, well, Will, you're going to be here a while, you can't get out. It's a bad situation. I said, act like you're on a deer stand. I've been on deer stands from, you know, dawn to dusk, and I always think positive. I'm going to see a deer. I'm going to see a deer. And even if I don't see a deer, that positive outlook keeps you going. I know it sounds weird, but I really relied on looking back at my deer hunting experiences and how patient I needed to be sitting still in a tree stand and staying there as long as it took to try to harvest a deer. And that really helped me through, really helped me through. On top of, you know, wanting to live, see my family, see Allison, Bianca, my little girl, and my own unborn little girl, Olivia. And, I mean, it really helped me come through. And I tell people, they kind of look at me kind of weird when I say, man, you know, I really thought about hunting. And the patience that you have to have. And I just said, you know, that positive outlook got me through. And, you know, hunting came through, helped me in a tight spot, even though it might sound unique, but in a unique situation, a horrible situation like that, you really got to look at the positive things you have, and that was one of them.
You know, being a bow hunter like you are, you're used to trees, climbing up, and this will be different for you, I guarantee.
Well, it's pretty cool. I mean, couldn't see it coming down the road, and I'm just really excited about it. Like I said, if Mr. Joe, Shed, and you say this is it,
They cut you a custom shooting stick. You can sit in your chair, pop this thing right up in there. There's your custom shooting stick and
thanks,
your new
cuz.
Magnum bow and arrow. I'll be back at dark.
All right, cuz. I hope I get a big one.
Have a good sit.
All right. We set up on a biologic field there in a blind, and we were having a good time talking, and we started seeing deer. They started filtering out. I'm living a dream sitting here with Mossy Oak. We got a doe and 2 yearlings, and they just came out to the field. So that's really good positive sign. The first deer we've seen this evening. It's a spike. It's coming out the field. We got a couple does out there. That's pretty cool. Just real good deer activity right now. It's coming out. Nice buck. We seen a real nice 6-point, real nice. And we passed him up because Shed said, Will, it's going to be something bigger coming. And I said, well, this is your property. I'm going to follow what you're saying. The way this field's looking tonight, I know there's going to be a big board coming out. Look at him chasing around those does. Hunting is so great. My girls are into it. They're just so excited when Dad brings home a buck. And this year I started off, they asked me, Daddy, we want to see a buck. We want to see something with horns. So I wasn't too choosy. I went out one day on an afternoon hunt, let a bunch of does come in. Nice 6-pointer came in. It was no monster by any stretch of the imagination. But I think that we as hunters have to realize it's not what's the rack that it's carrying as much as the memories and what it means to you and your family. And I shot this buck, brought him home. And I just remember my little 7-year-old Bianca coming out so happy, and my little angel that I wasn't supposed to see, Olivia. They were so excited, grabbing the horns, this 6, small 6, and my little girls were so proud of Daddy. It didn't matter how big the rack was. They just said, look, Daddy got a buck. Just thanking God that I had the opportunity to be with my family. Get ready here. Oh, he's big. He's coming out to those does. Came out to the field. We had a couple hot does out there, and he came out. He was the boss man. He came out there, and I put that rifle up, and I know Shed will tell you, for a bow hunter, my rifle barrel was going in little circles. He's turning. I got him. It really touched my heart that I was able to harvest a beautiful deer. I'll tell you what, I was very, very excited. I just got real emotional after too. I got to tell you, because here I'm living a dream. And my job here is to always represent those that died in the Port Authority Police Department in a good light. Let people remember what my department did, what my fellow department from the NYPD did, the firefighters in New York City, as well as all the civilians, those that perished in Pennsylvania, those that perished at the Pentagon. And as an American, my job is to always remind people what happened that day.